Welcome to the Metals Investment Forum backstage interview. I'm here with Ross McElroy, Chairman of SKRR Exploration. Welcome, Ross.
Great to be here with you, Chen.
Yeah, your company is relatively unknown. It's first time to the Metals Investment Forum. And can you tell us a little bit about your company? And what's your exploration plan? What's going to happen later this year? I know you just have a very nice discovery and just finished a financing, which put a cap of your stock price. For the investor, maybe a good time to take a look.
Yeah, thank you. SKRR is a very new company. We've really only started out just a little over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, and it was really putting in some projects, gold, mostly precious metals, so gold-focused projects that are based in Saskatchewan, obviously, into the portfolio. And the first project was one called Olsen, but we've since added five different projects to the company now. So it's got a fairly large land package for a relative newcomer to the Saskatchewan gold exploration game. We do have a very large land package, and I think an extremely strategic position. And part of it, I've brought in some projects myself. I've been working in Saskatchewan for the last 30 some years, and so still quite familiar in Saskatchewan and gold and uranium too, by the way. But so I think we've assembled an extremely good package. We're aggressive. The idea is we know that Saskatchewan's very underexplored and the potential is extremely high. We've raised money and we're putting that money to work. So we're already on our third drill program, starting off late last fall on Olsen, our first project into the company. We drilled a number of holes there, and we're still waiting for some of the final assays on that. There was a little bit delayed in getting results back, but we've also been drilling on the Leyland Irving property, which is very close to the Saskatchewan's largest operations, which is CV and Santoy. It's a near play area there on that project, and we're currently back at Olsen again doing phase 2, because as you mentioned, we had a discovery early on from last fall, and our aim is to follow it up and see what we have.
Yeah, can you tell a little bit more about the discovery? How close is this to other major mining other concessions, and what type of discovery it is?
Sure. Well, it is precious metals. It's gold, I'd say we're about 80 kilometers or so south of CV mine on this project, but quite near infrastructure. Actually, you have highways nearby within about 10 or 15 kilometers of the project site. It has been historically looked at in the past, Olsen, but we are testing an area that hadn't been drill tested before, and that's called the Point discovery. Point had an interesting intersection. It was about almost close to 40 meters that graded just over a gram per ton. But within that were some very high grade sections. Most notable, about almost 1.5 meters of close to 14 grams. So you're looking at width. It's stockwork, little veinlets, and with some particularly rich areas in the middle. So it does need some drilling to see if there's anything more, like follow it up with drilling at depth and along strike. So I think it's a pretty interesting play. I think that there's a lot more yet to be yielded on the property, but it is an untested target, and we've had good success so far.
Well, excellent. Recently, some majors moving to this area. Can you tell us about it?
Well, I think on the gold side, probably the most important major player would be SSR Mining. SSR bought out I guess it was Claude Resources. They had the CV mine and the Santoy area. They've turned that into an absolutely beautiful project. In fact, it's now Saskatchewan's largest and highest grade gold resource, multi-million ounce. I think it's a great story of persistence in an area, understanding the potential for that, what kind of deposits can be created there. SSR mining is a big player. Saskatchewan does have other majors in looking at, even base metals, for example. You have Rio Tinto in, looking for copper in the vicinity, and of course in the uranium side, there's other majors in there. So I do think that the majors will continue to be attracted to Saskatchewan. It's one of the, it's recognized as one of the best jurisdictions out there, and mining companies, they like potential, geologic potential, but they also like to be able to manage the risk. And when they see a province such as Saskatchewan that is very mining friendly, I think it does a lot to attract their attention. But seeing that the potential of the types of deposits that can be developed there, I think will continue to bring in majors. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, more and more majors having another look at Saskatchewan and getting involved.
Wow, great. I heard you said you're doing some drilling. So do you have more results coming? What kind of schedule and timeline investors should look for it?
Sure. So there will be some drilling at the Olson property. Another probably 12 to 18 holes. So one of the key targets is a follow-up on the point discovery that we were able to announce results on. I guess about a month ago. And we've already just discussed it. But we'll be back there drilling and testing for further updates. And I think that and other targets on that property as well. But I would say that with the lab turnarounds right now, we're probably looking at maybe a couple of months before the assay results are in from drilling. So that's the kind of turnaround where we seem to be expecting these days.
Okay, all right. Well, that it is what it is, but you have something very exciting coming up, and then you just did the financing. Can you tell us when did you raise and how much you have, and how much can carry you into the drilling program? If you made another discovery, can you accelerate and to drill around the area?
Yeah. So right now we have about $1.5 million in the bank, right? Currently in the treasury, so somewhere between $1.5 million and close to $2 million in there. We haven't yet closed on the financing, Chen. We're it's in process, but we're getting close, and the goal there is to raise another $2 million or so, and and then we'll be putting that to work on other projects as well. So there's more in the pipeline. One of the recent transactions that the company did was on a project called the Manson Bay project, which is about 40 kilometers to the west of Flin Flon. So it's again you're near highways, you're near infrastructure, but that has the Manson Bay gold zone, a historic zone that had drill holes that 10 meters of 15 grams per ton was a highlight hole on that discovery. So that's something that we'll probably aim towards drilling this summer. So I think that in the pipeline we'll be drilling at Manson Bay, at Athingo, another great property, probably back at the Leyland Irving area, and even another one called Cathro. So I think we're going to be active on probably all projects this year and figuring out where the priorities lie. But it's a phenomenal portfolio of projects that we have right now, and we're really excited to get going and make new discoveries everywhere.
Excellent. I only have 30 seconds left. Can you describe to new investor what's your share structure looks like? What's your market cap, so they have some idea, and how much upside they have if you make a discovery?
Yeah, well, there's tremendous upside. I think that share structure is something that we've been very careful of. So there has not been a lot of dilution to date yet at this time. So I think that I can't remember the exact number of shares, but it's pretty limited. We're about 30 million shares, I think, outstanding. The company trades at around 25 cents right now, 22 to 25 cents. But I think the real upside is discoveries are hugely important. They make all the difference, and that's where investors, you come along for the ride. We make a good discovery, it changes everything.
So if I hear you right, you have less than 10 million in market cap. So the one drill hole can change your company completely.
Indeed, absolutely.
All right, thank you. Good luck, Ross. Looking forward to your drilling results.
Wonderful. Thanks very much, Ken. Appreciate the time.